مرحبا Miss JJ's awesome 7th grade students. كيف حالكم؟ بخير؟ شكرا وأهلا وسهلا to our new lesson بالعربي. Alright boys and girls, so we've been covering the last couple of weeks sports, الرياضة, and this new lesson is going to be about hobbies, الهوايات, what you like to do during your spare time or free time. Alright, let's have a look at the contents first of our unit. We already finished lesson 1, sports vocabulary, lesson 2, sports verb, and now we are on lesson 3, hobbies and hobbies vocabulary. Alright boys and girls, so here we have the title and of course this recording and the study guide and any activity that we do in class is going to be on Google Classroom. Also, let me show you real quick, the study guide is ready for all of you to look at, and of course it will be posted on Google Classroom. All right, and on Parent-Facing document. So let's start our first, this on this slide, the learning target. I can name 6 hobbies in Arabic. I can name 6 hobbies in Arabic. So the first thing we're going to look at is how do we say hobbies بالعربي? Hobbies بالعربي. First of all, hobby is Hiwaya. Hobby is Hiwaya. Hiwaya. Hobbies is Hiwayat. Al-Hiwayat, like the hobbies. Al-Hiwayat. And my hobby is Hiwayati. Hiwayati. Remember always when we say it's me, Hiwayati. This is my hobby. All right, so we will start with Hiwaya is hobby, Hiwayati is my hobby. All right, as always, with our name tracker, I would like us all to start on the novice, and the novice level, and hopefully by the end of this lesson we will be on apprentice, still learning, and who knows, you might be on expert too or mentor. Let's start our lesson. So the first hobby I'm going to show you here is القراءة. القراءة. أحب القراءة. I like reading. أحب القراءة. لا أحب القراءة. قراءة is reading. That's our first هواية. The second one is الرسم. 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 أحب الرسم. أحب الرسم. Drawing. Our third هواية is music. أحب الموسيقى. أحب الموسيقى. الموسيقى. See, it sounds like music. Music. موسيقى. موسيقى. Next we have الألعاب الإلكترونية. الألعاب excuse me, الإلكترونية. الألعاب الإلكترونية. Electronic games. You can also see the word here, إلكترونية, comes also from, electronic. So it will be easier to associate الألعاب الإلكترونية. أحب الألعاب الإلكترونية. Last but not least, or we have one more, is التسوق. 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 أحب التسوق. I like to shop. You know, shop is the verb. Shopping is the hobby. In Arabic, التسوق is the noun, and you can take from it the word سوق. سوق means market. But of course, with time, it became التسوق, and it would be like going to the mall and doing shopping. All right, here we have الطبخ. الطبخ. أحب الطبخ. أحب الطبخ. الطبخ. أحب الطبخ. Cooking. Nice. All right, boys and girls. Let's have a look now at the study guide. All right, so we have here the words in English, transliteration, and Arabic. القراءة. القراءة. الرسم. الرسم. الموسيقى. الموسيقى. الألعاب الإلكترونية. الألعاب الإلكترونية. التسوق. التسوق. الطبخ. الطبخ. You know, boys and girls, when we are in class, the lesson that I prepared for you on Nearpod has lots of activities and games, of course, to reinforce our learning. All right? So let's have a look at the next slide. And this talks about, like, how am I going to say what my favorite hobby is? All right, so I broke it down here for you, how to say my favorite hobby is. So my hobby in Arabic is Hiwayati. Hiwayati is my hobby. Favorite in Arabic is المفضلة. المفضلة. In order for us to make a sentence, we will say هوايتي المفضلة, and we say which one it is. Just like in English, my favorite hobby is shopping, for example. هوايتي المفضلة التسوق. هوايتي المفضلة التسوق. All right? So if you want to make a sentence, you will say هوايتي المفضلة الطبخ. For example, هوايتي المفضلة الرسم. Boys and girls, do you remember like the first lesson when we spoke about, when we talked about sports? It was the same thing when we were saying my favorite sport is, it was رياضتي, because رياضة is sport. So we said رياضتي المفضلة, favorite, كرة القدم. Same thing here. But instead of رياضتي for my sports, we're saying هوايتي. Alright, because we are talking about hobbies. هوايتي المفضلة القراءة, for example, reading. Alright. So here again, I put for you the a copy of the study guide, so we are able to make sentences. For example, هوايتي المفضلة الموسيقى. هوايتي المفضلة القراءة. Let's have a look at something else now. Now, how we're going to learn how to ask, what's your favorite hobby? Like if I want to ask you, or you want to ask someone, what's your favorite hobby? Boys and girls, it is the same structure, the way we learn for sports or any other thing, any other, type of activity. The only thing that changes is the noun itself. For example, like a hobby. Instead of using sports, we will say hobby. All right? And the same structure applies to everything that we're doing in Arabic. What I mean by that is like the feminine and masculine. Okay? So, let's start from the beginning. What is your favorite hobby? What is in Arabic is ما هي. ما هي. ما هي. Your favorite hobby. هوايتك. هوايتك المفضلة. What is your favorite hobby? ما هي هوايتك هوايتك المفضلة. If you're asking a male, you will say هوايتك. If you are asking a female, you will say هوايتك. All right? So the question, the full question would be, let's say I am asking my sister, ما هي هواية no, let's say I'm asking my brother, ما هي هوايتك المفضلة? And if I'm asking my sister, ما هي هوايتك المفضلة? So my brother is going to answer هوايتي المفضلة القراءة. And my sister is going to say هوايتي المفضلة التسوق. Alright, boys and girls? With practice and when we study and we review, this will make more sense. It might be like overwhelming at the beginning, but believe me, it's the same structure for every question that you've learned so far, for the feminine and the masculine. And but like I said, the main word changes for Hiwaya. All right? So let me see, what do we have here? Okay, yes, I still want to introduce one more thing. Also the verbs that we are going to use with hobbies. None of these verbs are new to you, but I wanted to put them for you. I prefer أفضل. I do not prefer لا أفضل. I like أحب. I do not like لا أحب. Alright, boys and girls? For example, if I want to make a sentence with the word الرسم, with the هواية الرسم, I will say أحب هواية الرسم. أحب الرسم. لا أحب القراءة. For example, I do not like reading. And أفضل, I prefer أفضل الموسيقى. Alright, boys and girls? So we reached the end of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you join Nearpod for many educational and fun activities around the Hiwaya topic. I hope now, checking with the name tracker, we are on apprentice, and I want to say shukran, ma salama, and you are all doing an awesome job. Shukran again, wa ma salama.